Expand design, a roomy cabin, dual tone interiors, 15 smart utility spaces, and a large boot space, all there to expand your life. Welcome to Easy Space.
As a promise made by the Mahinda Chintanya to the people in 2005, the program to provide breakfast to school students commenced in 2006. Accordingly, the responsibility of providing breakfast for school students was vested with the Samurdhi beneficiaries. Payments were made to the Samurdhi beneficiaries for the breakfast provided for the previous month by the Zonal Education Office each month. However, by 2012, the program had stalled at many schools as a result of the failure to make payments to the Samurdhi beneficiaries, who also acted as suppliers of these meals to the students. Come 2013, the program did not take place in a majority of the schools. In 2014, Circular Number 1 of 2014 was issued and the responsibility of providing breakfast was handed over to a separate ministry. Thereby, a separate national event held in January earlier this year to depict that the program has recommenced afresh, along with the other national event that was organized to showcase that a glass of milk will be provided to the school students as part of the program. Circular Number 1 of 2014 clearly highlights the amount of food that needs to be given to the students as part of the program on all 5 school days. It also clearly mentions the type of food that needs to be provided. However, before 5 months have passed since the release of this circular, an amendment was made to the circular paving the way for the Ministry of Educational Services to obtain a certain amount of the money from the funds allocated for the program by arbitrarily handing over the action of providing meals to school students to a private institution. According to this amendment, the circular only affects the North Central Province. Only on 2 days of the week, the students receive a herbal porridge as breakfast from the private institution that was arbitrarily handed over with this responsibility by the Ministry of Educational Services. What is interesting is that this herbal porridge is a product of the so-called private institution. The Department of Education for the North Central Province has made a payment to the sum of 3.7,082,660 rupees to the private institution for supplying the herbal porridge as breakfast to the school students for the month of May. The payment made for the month of June by the department was 3.6,061,160 rupees. However, there is a contrasting difference between these payments and the payments made for supplying breakfast for the students. This difference is as follows. The payment made to the Samurdhi beneficiaries for providing breakfast was made according to the number of days students go to school. However, when making payments to the institution that supplies the herbal porridge, the number of days the students go to school have not at all been taken into consideration, let alone looking as to whether the students had porridge or not. The Provincial Education Director admits in writing that the payments were made to the private institution for its services solely based on the receipts provided by the private institution. If you take into account the number of students in the North Central Province who receive the herbal porridge as breakfast, the private institution that supplies it can record an income of almost 21 million rupees just by supplying the porridge for this year. This private institution is able to achieve such an income because it has the benefit of being a government supplier that does not have to follow any procedure. In a backdrop where government procedures are strictly followed, this herbal porridge can definitely create issues. Details of these issues tomorrow on Action TV.